Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're doing, I think, the last pre-release I'm going to do for Fate Reforged. Let's see what we open here. 6 mana, 4/5 prowess. Whenever it attacks, return target creature to its owner's hand if its power. Jeez, this card seems absolutely insane. Probably first picking that. This seems like a good uncommon too. Woe Reaper, another warrior enters, exile a creature card from a graveyard. I mean, it's a 1 mana 2/1 warrior. Yeah, that card's good too. I like this High Priest. Not bad. A little more situational, but it's almost like the Stitched, what is it? Stitched Apprentice from Innistrad. But what I like about it is it's like, oh, you're going to kill my guy? Well, I'll sack it and I'll manifest and get a creature instead. And maybe it's a bigger creature. Good removal in here. This is just a really good pack. Douse and Gloom, Bathe in Dragonfire. I want to try out this Ethereal Ambush card because I think this card's good too. You get surprise blockers and maybe even better than that eventually. But definitely happy with this first pick. This guy seems really good. All right, what do we got now? So, Right of Undoing. It's like I forget the name of that card, but Erishan Warbeast. So, I mean, he's kind of expensive, I guess, is my main issue with him. I like it, but it's pretty pricey. 7 mana, 6/6. No evasion, no trample. And it has to deal damage to something, and then you get to manifest, which is good, but might be too... Well, let's see if there's anything else that's worthwhile. I do like this Enhanced Awareness. I think this card's really good. I like this card. This might be the best card. It's a surprise combat trick. The gaining 4 life is kind of irrelevant, but bolster 2 2+1/+1 counters, instant speed. It does kind of narrow what I can do, but I don't mind playing Jeskai if I've got a prowess. I'm gonna try it. I think this card might actually be the best. All right. Humbled Effector. Draw 2 cards. Target opponent gains control of Humbled Effector. It's interesting. Probably just take the dragon. I don't know what I would really take over it. Oh, wait. Abzan Sky Captain is pretty good, too. He's cheaper, but it's pretty tough to deny a dragon here. I mean, milling your opponent's not always that good. But a 6 mana... I mean, honestly, now that I think about it, Riverwheel Aerialist is just a better card than Mindscour Dragon. Less color intensive, higher toughness, and it has prowess. So maybe Mindscour Dragon's not as good. Maybe I do want to take this Abzan Sky Captain. I kind of like this Bolster. I think Bolster's pretty good. And it's way cheaper. The dragon is pretty sick, but I'm gonna take this. I've got a feeling about this Sky Captain. All right, Cloud Form. So this lets you manifest, and it gives you a flying hexproof manifester. Yeah, I think we're taking that. There is Dragonbell Monk, which has prowess, which is also good, but keep in mind Cloud Form actually, triggers your prowess, which is also good. And it gives you a flying... The fact that it gives a hexproof too if you flip a creature, that's just a little too good to pass up here, I think. So yes, because I took these white cards and I do want to play the Sage Eye Avengers, we're pretty much limited to Jeskai only, but maybe we'll be blue, white, splash red, and be able to make that work easier. But for now, let's just take the Cloud Form, which I think is a really good card. Okay, so now there is Soul Summons, which also triggers prowess. There's Warflare, which triggers prowess and is a pretty good card. Barricade's okay. I don't really like it all that much. I would probably just take Soul Summons. It's a 2 mana creature that still triggers prowess. I like it. So I think it's pretty reasonable here. Let's take it. Okay, right into being. Look at the top 2. Manifest 1. Put the other on top or bottom. It's pretty good, actually. I mean, at best, or at worst rather, it's a 3 mana 2/2, which isn't that good, but it increases your card quality, which I kind of like. And you can put a creature out there that maybe you can flip and surprise your opponent with. I also like this Cunning Strike, but last time I took a couple of them and I didn't even end up playing it. Mostly because it's not hard to come by 5-drops, I don't think. Um, I'm kind of interested in this Right Into Being. I want to try it out. I haven't gotten a chance yet. So I'm going to take it, despite I think the Cunning Strike being pretty decent. I still feel good about that Cunning Strike. All right, Whisk Away is definitely a good trick. Fierce Invocation's interesting. It's at worst a 5 mana 4/4, and then maybe you flip and get something better. Sultai Skullkeeper's just a little bear that mills you, but better with Sultai. And Pressure Point's decent because it cantrips and taps something, but I think we're just going to take the Whisk Away. It's a good card. I really like what that does tempo-wise. I mean, Bloodfire Enforcers is certainly an interesting card too. We do have some sorceries and we do have an instant, so it would have been possible, but I like this Whisk Away. I think it's good. All right, Goreswine, not as interesting on the splash. I think Cunning Strike is probably better on the splash. Arishan Cleric is, I would say Cleric's probably a better sideboard card for the most part. Not necessarily. I guess if you have a lot of auras, it can be pretty good. But 1/3 for 2 is never super good. Gaining 3, I like what it does against aggressive decks. I think we just take this Cunning Strike. I'm okay with that. I do think Cunning Strike is a good card still. Okay, well, Skirmisher is on color. There's a lot of green cards in here, admittedly. But I think we've committed enough to Jeskai where we're just going to try and follow through with that. I mean, we can take Skirmisher. Maybe we end up in something evasive and aggressive. So far, we have quite a few flying guys. There's really nothing else for us that's super interesting. So I guess we'll take the Skirmisher. Okay, I kind of want this Enhanced Awareness. Draw 3, discard is pretty good at instant speed. Refocus is a good prowess combat trick. And Rite of Undoing is reasonable, but not amazing. It's better if you have Into the Battlefield effects, which I really don't think we do. So I'm going to take this Enhanced Awareness, get some card draw. It's also instant speed, which is good with prowess. Well, maybe we take 2 of them. I mean, they're on color. 3 of them? People just not like that card? Well, I don't need 3 of them, so I guess here we just take the Ogre maybe. Certainly not that amazing of a splash card, but I want to cut red and stuff like that. Jeez, no one's in green, huh? Guess we can take the Barricade, but I really don't think it's all that good. It's a good sideboard card, maybe. Rune Mark. Disdain. I guess we'll more likely play the Rune Mark. It still triggers prowess. Okay, so pretty good start. I mean, our rare that we first picked is good. I did do and then rewarded immediately with an awesome rare open. Okay. So we're going to take that. Like I said, Riverwheel Aerialist is better than that Mind Scour Dragon. So I would have first picked that if we didn't open this bomb rare. I did limit myself. I kind of hamstrung my options a little bit by first picking a blue and to second pick a white. It did narrow me down to Jeskai only, or a 2-color deck. But 2-color decks I don't like as much in this format, I don't think. But we're slamming High Sentinels very happily here, and I'm feeling good about that. Very powerful flyer. Okay, so options now, probably the Heart Piercer. Quiet Contemplation could likely table, and that's good. That's good for Jeskai decks typically. It's just actually really good for Jeskai decks. Look at the cards we already have that work with it. Soul Summons, which doubles as a creature. That's why these Manifest cards are so good in Jeskai. So yeah, Quiet Contemplation. But, I mean, we're going to just take the Heart Piercer because we have a bunch of flyers. So I want the removal dude, who's certainly worthy, even if he's our splash color. In fact, I'm going to probably just get rid of this Defiant Ogre now. I'm not really impressed with it. But yeah, happily taking the Heart Piercer, hoping to table the Quiet Contemplation. I really don't think it's that far-fetched to think we can. All right, Wind Scout seems like almost guaranteed pick here. Yeah, very good Mardu cards in here. Leaping Master, not going to be that good for us on the splash. Skuldkin, yeah, I mean, I'm never really impressed with that card, but Wind Scout seems great for us, so happily picking that up. Glacial Stalker's fine. Neither of these lands help us. Barrage of Boulders would be okay for a Jeskai deck, but not so good in ours yet. Let's just take the Stalker. It's a fine card. Not amazing. Geez, good charms, but we get another Wind Scout, so that's some good news for us. We're going to get some good... We have some really good evasion going already. Plus, we have some good bolster. A couple good bolster guys, so... And bolster is going to work really well with our Wind Scouts that have low toughness. So this guy dies, he likely will be able to hit our Wind Scout. All right, taking it pretty happily there. Okay, Bloodfire Expert. Still not amazing on the splash. Could just take a second Glacial Stalker. Could also take the Smite the Monstrous. Smite's a good removal spell. It probably got better with the new cycle of dragons. I definitely think Smite likely got better. Otherwise, I take a second Glacial Stalker, which isn't amazing. I could take the Bloodfire Expert, which is, I mean, I always like it in Jeskai, but I don't like it in our Jeskai as much. We have 0 pieces of fixing currently, so I'd like to just keep our deck as white and blue as possible and just pick and choose our red cards that we want to splash, I think. But let's take a Smite. I'm okay with that. It's a good card. All right, I guess we can take an Expert now. I mean, if they're just going to keep coming. Like I said, not the best on the splash, but we'll see if we can't make our mana base a little bit better. We already have 18 playables, so there's a chance that we can find enough cards to make this work. Unfortunately, both Valley Dasher and Barrage of Boulders aren't the most amazing for us, but I guess we'll take Barrage. Maybe for sideboard, it's good against token-based decks, but Valley Dasher in the splash in our third color just seems really awful. All right, I'll take the Singing Bellstrike. If you've seen my cons drafts, you know I don't like this card, but we need some more early game. We really don't have that much early game. Our creature count's deceptive. We actually have 2 more creatures with Soul Summons and Cloud Form, so we actually have 11 creatures currently. And they're even better than creatures because they trigger our... Actually, just all these Manifest cards are insane in this new format since they're good with Prowess and they're good with Sultai for filling your graveyard, so far, I've been really impressed with the Manifest cards and even Bolster. It's just Bolster is a fantastic mechanic for a set. All right, as expected, did table the Quiet Contemplation, so I'm actually really happy about that. We'll take the Stubborn Denial for sideboard. Would prefer to not main deck it. So we have a pack left. We only need 2 playables. Upgrades, I think we'd probably want to ditch the Skirmisher. It's just... I mean, it's okay. It's just not that good at all, really, for us. It's much better in a warrior deck since it's got the flying, so it's just better with raid cards. And like with raider spoils, it's just insane too. But for us, just kind of just a really underwhelming creature, I think, for us. All right, we're not going to play Dragon Grip, so I'll just take this Blossoming Sands. Longshot Squad's good against us, so we'll take that. Yeah, green is definitely open. People do not want to be in green, but the problem is neither do we. So I'm certainly not switching into green now. So we do have one more pack to really just find some good fixing. If I can get a couple pieces, I'll feel good. Thankfully, our red is so minimal in our deck that I don't think it's going to be of major impact to us. All right, like here, I probably just slam the Swiftwater Cliffs. I do like Mystic, but... I want to make sure our mana base is good, and this one hits for our splash color, so we're just going to take it. And like I said, we have a low creature count currently, but I'm confident we should be able to pick up like 3 more creatures out of this pack, and hopefully like 4. And Mystic would be a great one, I admit, but Swiftwater Cliffs just seems more important to get our third color online. Geez, Sagu Mauler? Card's pretty good. There is Kill Shot. I think Force Away just got way better in this format since you've got all of those auras. And Outlast. I mean, it was always good with Outlast, but now it just got better with all of the, all the Rune Mark and stuff like that. I do like Kill Shot as well. Kill Shot might be better since it's like Still takes care of the threat. Yeah, I guess kill shot's probably better than force away. It's one more. It's a little more expensive, but it's. I guess force away works better with prowess though, because you can be aggressively tempo with force away, but you can't be aggressively tempo with kill shot. But then again, you can be better defensively with kill shot. It's kind of tough actually. Kill shot is more narrow, but also more devastating, I would say. And force away is more versatile, but less devastating. I guess kill shot doesn't work as well with quiet contemplation. Force away does. I'm still going to take the kill shot. I guess it's just more powerful. All right, Jeskai Elder seems like a really important pickup for us here. I want this Swiftwater Cliffs, and I want the Wind Scout too. That's tough. The problem is I feel like we need more 2-drops, and Elder just seems like a really good one for us. I want this Cliffs. That sucks. That's tough. Cliffs hits our splash color too. Actually, right into being as a creature too. So really we have 12 creatures currently. Got to count all of their manifest guys as creatures. They absolutely are. So we really have 3 extra creatures to mean we have 12. All right, I'm going to take the Cliffs. I want the Elder. I want the Wind Scout. They're both excellent for us. But I want our mana base to be good. I don't know what to say. I mean, we only do have 3 red spells, so I could... Ugh. This sucks. I'm going to take the Elder. Double backing on myself, man. That's tough. All right, well, at least we're immediately rewarded with a land fixer that I want, so we'll take that. We have enough playables now. I think our first upgrade is going to be the Skirmisher. If we can find a creature that's better than that, I would prefer it. But we'll take the Cliffs pretty happily. Neither of these creatures are really that much better than Skirmisher. Would I rather pay 4 mana for a 2/2 or 1 mana for a 1/1 flyer? I mean, it does have that ability on it, but it's pretty irrelevant. I have a couple green fixers, but no green cards worthy of taking. Ascendancy. Yeah, I mean, not even that good for us. Neither of these are super good. There is a Ramparts, but I don't really like it all that much in general. Huh. I guess maybe Ramparts is the most likely to be played. I'm not going to do the Skullkin or the Harrier, I don't think. All right, there is a Sandbar here, but we're just going to take the Cove. There's also a Bring Low, but that one's also kind of unexciting on the splash. Sandbar is a 2-drop, which is good, but we want the Cove, definitely. Let's make our mana good. All right, Defiant Strike is probably exactly what we want. There's also Trumpet Blast, but not as good on the splash. We currently have at least, 4 prowess guys. Probably works better with the Sage Eye, Avengers, and stuff like that. It's just something to do at a low cost. So we don't have a ton of token-based stuff either. So yeah, I guess Defiant Strike seems fine. A second Smite. I mean, it's the only thing we could do, really. I still don't mind playing double Enhanced Awareness, I don't think. I still wanted to ditch this Skirmisher, I think, too. Just because it doesn't seem that great. So we have 12 creatures currently. It's not amazing. Could take a second Smite. I mean, I'm not going to be splashing any of these. I guess we'll take a Smite. Raider Spoils Tables? Jeez, alright, well, let's hate the best card, I guess. In Raider Spoils. Jeez. I don't really need any of these. I'll take the Singing Bellstrike for sideboard in case we run against something hyper aggressive. Alright, Rush of Battle seems fine. It does make that Warrior card slightly better, but it's easier for us to play, I think, Trumpet Blast. But then again, Trumpet Blast is instant speed, which is kind of nice if they don't expect it. But, I mean, Rush of Battle is better than Blinding Spray, so I guess we'll take it. I don't think we're likely to play it. We have too low of a creature count. All right, we'll hate the Krumar, which is the best card. I mean, good news-wise, we ended up with a few pieces of fixing, and we do have a good enough deck to win, but major issues are we're short on creatures. All right, can take the Skuldkin. It is, in fact, a creature. We might play it. We probably play it. I mean, 13 creatures in a Jeskai deck is okay, especially when you have a couple ways to draw cards. But overall, I'm not in love with it. It is a slightly low creature count. A lot of our creatures are evasive, though, which is nice. How many flyers do we have here? We have double Wind Scout, Cloud Form, right into being. Right, that one's not flying. Cloud Form, double Wind Scout, Skuldkin, High Sentinels, Abzan Captain. Yeah, that's a lot. And this one is not a flyer, but bouncing a guy is pretty insane. Okay, so 23 cards. I think we play 18 lands because I have double Enhanced Awareness, which I am going to play. Draw 3, discard 1 is perfectly acceptable. Especially when you have... Quiet Contemplation is just really good in this deck, alongside the likes of Soul Summons and right into being and stuff like that. So let's separate it out. No creature cuts. That's just not gonna fly with me. 13 creatures, including our manifest guys. We didn't end up with a lot of fatties. That is kind of a major issue, I guess. Maybe I do need like one more. I guess we don't have any though. I was gonna say one more creature, but none of them we have are really worthwhile. I just don't like the Skirmisher in this deck. A 1-mana 1/1 is just so underwhelming. I feel like I'm not getting my full value, especially in an 18 land deck. I'm just not getting my full value with that. I think we gotta run the Defiant Strike because it's just so good with our Elder and our Wind Scouts. Turns these guys into 4/2s. Turns this guy into a nice 3/3 attacking, which is really nice. Honor's Reward, I think, is insane in this deck too. So really the only big dilemma, we're a little bit short on removal. Our removal is Bellstrike, Killshot, Whisk Away, Heart Piercer to a certain extent, Skuldkin sort of, but not really, Cunning Strike, Smite. It's decent. I guess our removal's not too terrible. Major issues, we're a little bit short on creatures, shorter than I'd like, and our finishers aren't the best. But our finishers that we do have that are quite good, High Sentinels and Sage Eye Avengers seem like pretty excellent ones. If there's a way I can not play Singing Bellstrike, I would really like that. Just really don't like the card. I don't really feel comfortable playing auras in this deck so much. I could do Rush of Battle, but we're just short enough on creatures where I don't think it's going to pay off for us. I don't really like Dazzling Ramparts all that much. It seems like too much of an investment and not enough return. Same with Barricade. So really the only creature we could bring in is Defiant Ogre, which 4/6 for 6 just seems so pricey. So I guess we gotta settle for 13 creatures. I'm not thrilled about it. Maybe I just cut the Singing Bellstrike. I could play 17 lands, but like I said, because we have double Enhanced Awareness, I really do think that we're not at as high a risk of getting flooded. If we can get to 5 mana and just draw 3, that should really help us a lot. Oh, this is a creature too, yeah. Right into being. Can't forget about that card. Yeah, one more creature would have been nice. 13 with 6 card draw. This thing draws cards too, I guess. This guy draws cards. Quiet Contemplation can lock down a board, ideally in this deck. If I could just cut that Bellstrike somehow. Like I said, Skirmisher just doesn't really do enough for us. It really doesn't. It pings them for 1 each turn. It's just too slow. I'd rather get a bigger finisher and win through more valuable spells, I think. Spells that either draw me cards or lock down a dude. I mean, technically, Barricade bounces a manifest creature to my hand, which if the manifest creature is like a spell, it can like bounce and give me a spell, which is actually kind of interesting, but I don't know how good it is. Barricade's just a straight up defender. It's a flash defender, granted, but it's probably, well, I mean, I can give it a try. I almost feel like Barricade's better than Bellstrike. Because we're not aggressive. We really aren't aggressive. So I don't think Bellstrike's going to be good for us. Because hoping to win in the late game and then running Bellstrike it's just not going to end in good results, I don't think. I'm tempted to try this Barricade out. It does give us one less spell for Quiet Contemplation, but keep in mind these double as creatures and spells for Quiet Contemplation. So Quiet Contemplation has more than enough stuff to do. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cards in our deck. Yeah, that is a lot of cards that interact positively with Quiet Contemplation. I'm going to try Barricade out. It's a nice in response to your removal. Like if you're going to kill my High Sentinels, I'm going to just bounce it. You're going to kill my Avengers, I'll bounce it. We'll try the Barricade out. I could be unimpressed with it. Actually, I guess I need to cut something anyway, because I do want to run 18 lands. Although we do top out at 6. But we're 3 color with not a lot of fixing, so I do think that we likely want to cut something. All right, maybe I do cut the Barricade. It's a better like sideboard option against heavy removal or super aggressive decks. That'll probably work better for us. All right. Overall, this deck's okay. Would have liked some more creatures. But the bomb creatures we do have are good. We minimal red impact on the deck, which is nice. I think we can probably get away with 4 sources of blue total. They're saying 3, but I probably want it up 1 more. This would be 9 blue, 7 white, 4 red. Actually, this is 10 blue still, so I don't think we need 10 necessarily. Especially since I think we probably go to 8 white, 9 blue, 4 red. Yeah, that seems like a pretty, for the most part, safe mana base. Because we do have a 2-drop in white and blue. All right, overall, I don't know how good this deck is. It seems all right. The enhanced awareness, like I said, should mitigate flood issues we have. Our removal is pretty good. It's pretty tempo-based for the most part, but I think Whisk Away taking away their draw step can be good. We do have some flyers, which is pretty nice. Decent removal, decent card draw. It's a satisfactory deck. I would have liked try some better tricks. Like Honor's Reward I feel like is really good. Defensively, offensively. Sky Captain's got some good value. High Sentinels is going to combo well with them. All right, we'll try this deck out. See how we do. See you round 1.